Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to create a brand new updated tier list for the 7 Deadly Sins collaboration event ongoing in Tower of God New World. So I'm really excited to organize this tier list for you guys, and there are also a couple characters I need to readjust in this tier list because one, these characters got their potential is their overall potential is a lot better, or two, they just got a lot worse. So let's not waste any time and let's go ahead and let's get started. All right, so first things first, now this tier list is the same exact tier list from my previous updated tier list video. So we are going to reorganize a couple characters in this tier list before I put Meliodas, Escanor, and Elizabeth in their own respective tier. So the first character I want to talk about is none other than Blanc. Now Blanc, she was in S tier, and right now I'm definitely going to put her in meta, and this is the reason why. If you are using Blanc in like a non-blue element team, she still remains in S tier, but if you are using her in a blue element team, she is 100% meta, and the reason why is because she is a requirement. Blanc is literally a requirement for blue element team comp right now, so you literally need Blanc in order for blue element team to pretty much work. And the reason why is because she can basically not reduce, but she can increase green element resistance to your allies, because if you're going up against a green element team, your blue element team is going to be a lot weaker and they're going to receive a lot more damage from green element teams. So Blanc can basically increase the green element resistance to your allies, and not only that, she can also provide heals, which is really good for blue element, and on top of that, she can also give energy. So she is an awesome character to put in blue element team comp, so you definitely want to use her. So I'm definitely going to put Blanc in meta tier if you're using a blue element team comp. If you're not using a blue element team comp, she still remains in that S tier. But if you are using blue element team comp, that includes Escanor, Elizabeth, Meliodas, Flight Eric Mazino, and various other blue units, she is 100% in the meta tier. Now, the next character I also want to talk about is Missing. Now, this character, I haven't even tried her out, but a lot of people are saying that Missing is absolutely insane in adventure mode, and she can basically like one shot. And that's actually understandable, because if you go up against Missing in like adventure mode, Trials of Chaos, anywhere, she can literally one shot anybody on your team, which is crazy. The only ones that she can't one shot, of course, is like units like Flight Eric Mazino or Escanor, because they're extremely tanky, but she can do insane damage at the start of the battle because of her passive. So Missing, I'm definitely going to put her in S tier because she is absolutely busted when it comes to single target damage and being able to one shot enemies. So a lot of people, they've been talking about her, and I'm definitely going to build her in the future, but as of to right now, I'm mostly focusing on building new characters that are coming to the game. But Missing is definitely a character that you want to build for sure because of the brand new Rihanna set, which allows her to basically one shot. So Missing, definitely S tier for now. Now, next unit I want to change is, of course, Karaka. Now, Karaka, he was an S tier in my last tier list, and a lot of people are saying that he is absolutely insane, and it's understandable because he has provocation involved in his kit. But I feel like for Karaka, you're gonna need like a lot of copies in order for him to pop off. So I'm definitely going to put Karaka in that meta tier, because the more copies you get on this character, the more insane he becomes, and that pretty much applies to every single SSR plus character. But I feel like for Karaka, you're probably gonna need around like 3 blue stars or 3 purple stars. I don't really know. If you guys know, put it down in the comment section down below. But Karaka is actually insane the more copies you get on him, so he's definitely that meta tier. I'm gonna put him in meta tier depending on how many copies you have on him. But if you have 0 copies on Karaka, he remains in that S tier. But I'm gonna put him in meta tier just to be fair. Now, another character that I want to move up in this tier list, I think, yeah, another character I want to move up for sure is, actually no, not move up, more like moving down. So a character that I want to move down in this tier list is, I'm gonna have to go with Wingman. Now Wingman, I feel like Wingman, he's just not necessary anymore because you have compressed rack, you have Iwa, we have so much better yellow element DPS units that Wang Nan is just completely unnecessary. So I'm definitely going to drop Wang Nan in that B tier. He's a good unit when it comes to damage, but compared to units like Compressed Rack and Yiwa, I just feel like he definitely got power crept for sure. He got power crept, and there's just no reason to use Wang Nan anymore. There's no reason at all. So those are pretty much all the characters that I feel like I feel like those are all the characters that I want to change. Everybody else, yeah, I think everyone is good in their own tier. Lorray is really good, but I think he still remains in that A tier because you need that Rayana set in order for Lorray to actually pop off. So he's going to remain in that A tier, but I think this is pretty solid so far. So now let's go ahead and talk about the 7 Deadly Sins collab characters. So first thing first is Meliodas. Now Meliodas, we already talked about Meliodas. I feel like Meliodas definitely has potential to be an amazing warrior unit. The only problem is that he requires a full Rainbow Star. Like, he requires max copies, and that's not going to be easy. So right off the bat, I'm definitely going to put Meliodas in that A tier. And the reason why I'm putting Meliodas in A tier is because if you have max copies on Meliodas, he is easily S tier for sure. But if you don't have max copies on him, he's just A tier, because the problem is that his survivability is a little bit problematic, and he doesn't have the opportunity to cast his special skill right off the bat. And his special skill allows him to pretty much gain, additional survivability, which is really dope. So I feel like if Meliodas, if you have him at max Rainbow Stars, his survivability is going to be really good, and he can also do some insane damage. So basically, max Rainbow Stars, Meliodas is S tier, and with no Rainbow Star, like no max Rainbow Star, he's A tier. So I feel like that's fair. Now, next character is going to be Escanor. Now, Escanor, this is a no-brainer. It's pretty obvious. The guy is meta. No questions asked. The guy is broken. He is by far the most insane tank unit in the game, and the reason why is because his survivability is absolutely cracked. He's able to provocation, which can basically taunt enemies. He can create a zone around himself that can do damage over time, and he can also increase his resistance. He's just a crack character overall. His special skill is literally a guaranteed critical hit, so he'll be able to do some really good damage with his special skill. And on top of that, he also has a bunch of movement speed decrease attacks, which basically reduces the enemy's movement speed, and that allows your team to do a lot more damage and destroy enemies. So Escanor is an absolutely insane character. His passive is broken because when you reach noon, he's going to gain this huge buff like max HP, attack increase. It's just crazy overall. So Escanor, the guy's meta, broken. He pretty much works in every single team. He works in every team. He works in blue element team, purple team, yellow team. He works everywhere. So Escanor, 100% meta unit. Now, next one is going to be Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth is an absolutely insane DPS character, but the thing is, Elizabeth only works in blue element team comp, and the reason why is because of her passive. If blue element allies use their skill, it's going to increase her attack. So because of that, Elizabeth is definitely going to be S tier. She's going to be S tier because she doesn't really work in every single team comp, and in order for her to actually work, you need to put her in a blue element team. And when you put her in blue element team, she does insane damage. It is crazy. Like, she can literally spam her special skills over and over and over again consistently. It's just absolutely cracked. So Elizabeth is definitely going to be S tier because she can only work in one specific team comp. She can't really work in every other team comps. And if you don't have blue element, like if you don't have Blanc, if you don't have Escanor, she's gonna struggle for sure because of her passive. So you definitely want to put her in a team where blue element allies can cast their skill so that she can basically increase her attack overall, which allows her to do insane damage. So Elizabeth is definitely one of the top DPS units in the game because she can basically spam her special skill, which is crazy overall. So these are pretty much all the characters that I changed and also applied in this tier list. I still feel like Data Urg Masno is still an A tier, Punisher Ren A tier. The thing is that I believe that every SSR plus unit in this game, when you max them out, they are all just meta. Like they're all just crap. Every SSR plus unit, whenever you max them out, they're just good overall. Now for Flight Uric Mazino, a lot of people are saying that Flight Uric Mazino, they don't really understand why he's meta, why he's really good, which is kind of like understandable because he does, like, his survivability is kind of questionable. But the thing is, you have to remember that depending on how many copies you have on an SSR plus unit, you just can't really say that, oh, this SSR plus unit is trash because I don't have a lot of copies on them. So once you get like a decent amount of copies on the SSR plus unit, they're going to be insane. And I feel like the same thing applies to Data Uric Mazino. If you get a lot of copies on him, he's going to be cracked. But the problem is that that's just not easy. It's not easy to max out SSR plus units, except for collab units. It's pretty easy to max them out because of the rates. But for, you know, units that are in the normal gacha, it is really hard to max them out because chances of you getting an SSR plus unit in a normal gacha is like 0.001%. So I feel like Flight Uric Mazino, the fact that Blue Element is a lot better now, I feel like he still remains in that meta spot because it basically buffed his potential. The fact that he's able to provide a barrier to everybody on the team is just really good. And plus, when he dies, he's able to provide that AoE stun to every single enemy, which is really dope. So I feel like this is a pretty solid tier list overall. Now for hats, the thing is, for hats, I think he still remains in that A tier spot because he's still pretty good in PvP. I feel like hats is a really solid unit to use in PvP, but did he get power crept by other warrior units? 100%. He definitely got power crept for sure, no questions asked. But is he a trash unit? Not really. But if you guys were to ask me which units which units you should invest in, I would say that hats, you don't want to invest in hats because you have units like Compressed Rack, who does insane damage. You have Yiwa, who's one of the top DPS units in the game. So hats, I think he still belongs in that A tier spot just because he's still pretty good in PvP overall. But anyways, that's pretty much the updated tier list. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate it. And if you guys have any other opinions, if you guys want to share your opinions, please put it down in the comment section down below. But anyways, I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.